All right. Chapter 7, Fundamentals of Massage. This goes over equipment, products, and environment. All right. You need to consider your business location. You want to provide a space that's professional, clean, and free from distractions. So what this means is you don't really want a location that's really busy, really loud. You want to kind of set the mood to help your clients relax. You're going to need a massage area, a business area, and a bathroom. This goes with whether you are working in an office or working out of the home. So your massage area, when we're talking about this is the treatment room. So this is where your massage is taking place at. You also want a business area. This is where your non-massage related tasks occur. So this is whether you're doing any kind of scheduling. If you have staff, this is when you do payroll, inventory, whatever you need to do that is not directly related to hands-on massage work. And then you're going to need to have a bathroom. This is for the clients to relieve themselves, for you to relieve yourself, and for you to have a space to wash your hands before and after the treatment. Now, if you are deciding that you want to work out of your home, typically, I believe in Ohio still, you need to have a private entrance that goes into the massage area, and there needs to be a bathroom accessible to your clients. All right, now let's prepare the massage room. It is recommended that your massage room be roughly 10 foot by 12 foot. The reason for this is you want to have enough space around the table so that you can work comfortably, so your client has enough room to get on the table. Nobody is tripping over anything. There's no hazards in the way of your treatment in your treatment room. Now, I don't agree with this, per se, the temperature, but if you get an NBLEX question on the temperature of your room, it is going to be recommended that the room is at about a 72 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's too hot. I tend to keep my room my office between 68 and 70 degrees, depending on the weather. But for NBLEX reasons, 72 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal massage room environment. Now, you also want a well-ventilated area. This would include fans, air purifiers, whatever you want. Fans will help circulate the air. Obviously, air purifiers will kind of clean it. I also like having these in my treatment room for like white noise. So you might want to have a fan or a purifier going just to block out any outside noise so that you have a more tranquil environment for your massage to take place in. Lighting. You want to avoid overhead bright lights. Those are very clinical. You might not have a choice depending on where you work. But if you can, keep with indirect soft lighting, preferably something dimmable. My room has a bunch of Himalayan salt lamps because I love that orange glow. I feel it's very calming. I also have a dimmable light on my client's table so that I can turn it on when we go in the room and do the consultation, and then I can also turn it off for the treatment and turn it back on for when they are getting dressed and leaving. So that's my recommendation. Have some dimmable lights. Music. You want to avoid anything super upbeat. You want to avoid things with lyrics. The reason behind the lyrics is you don't want somebody to be relaxing and all of a sudden they hear lyrics or a song that maybe brings back bad memories or makes them emotional. You want to kind of keep it very, very neutral for them. Some classical songs can be okay. Just depends on how upbeat it is. You don't want a bunch of trumpets or anything like that being played in your massage songs, preferably. Nature sounds are excellent. You can find free music on YouTube. Just type spa music or relaxation music. 8 hours ad free, and you can have that being played, or you can pay for a subscription for music for your massage room. I use Pandora. You can use Spotify or Amazon Music, whatever you want. If you do go with a music app, I would recommend that you pay for the subscription so that you don't have ads. Because there's nothing worse than relaxing and all of a sudden a really loud ad that does not pertain to anything starts playing through your speakers. So make sure you get ad-free music for your massage room. Now we're talking about the massage table. I recommend getting a table warmer just so your client is comfortable. You can adjust that warmer depending on your client. Some people don't want heat. Some want you to crank it up and boil them. Whatever they want is what they get. So get a table warmer. Also, furniture. You want to have an area for your clients to put their clothes and their belongings. You also want a private space for yourself, for your equipment or your lotion or whatever you might be using, essential oils, hot stones. You want your private area and their private area that don't blend together. So I have a table for my clients to put their belongings on, a chair and a hook for them to hang things as well. All right, let's talk about the massage tables. So there are a lot of varieties of tables that you can get. The massage table, by the way, is the most important tool other than our hands. So we want to make sure we have a table that fits our needs and our clients' needs as well. So I'm going to go look at the picture on the top right of the screen. This is your most common table. It is called a portable table. They are either wooden based or they tend to have that you can get an aluminum base on them. Now, if you want to travel with your table, I would recommend getting the aluminum table because it tends to be a little lighter weight. However, it is still possible to travel with the wooden tables. All right, you want to make sure you have a table with the width that best suits you. If you are a short client, I wouldn't go with the widest tables on the market. I would go with a more average table. So they range anywhere from 28 to 32 inches in width. Most tables standardly are about 30 to 32. Some people might prefer the less wide tables so that you can do work across the table a little bit easier, but I would say at least a 32-inch wide would be standard. Now, there's also the length that you want to keep in mind. Most of them are about 76 inches long. So they range 73 to 76 inches. So that's typically not a problem unless you have a really tall person on your table. But I do know that they make extensions that you can kind of put into the bottom of the table, kind of like the face cradle, but it gives you a longer table for tall people. We're going to go back to the images. The picture on the left, this is a hydraulic table. So this is a metal base. You plug it in and it either has a foot or a hand control where you can literally raise or lower the table depending on your needs and depending on the client's needs. So you might have a short client, an elderly client, a child, or somebody who just can't get on a very tall table. Say you're a tall therapist. With the hydraulic table, you can lower it so that your client can get on easier and then raise it when you're ready to work. The picture over here on the bottom right would be your stationary table. So stationary tables they do exactly what the name says. They don't move with you. So you can't fold them up and take them with you. A stationary table tends to be a little heavier in weight, and a lot of times it comes with storage underneath. Sometimes it has storage with doors, so it's not a wide open area so that you can hide away some extra linen or supplies or pillows, whatever you need to. All right, let's talk about the foam padding on the tables. So high density foam padding is what makes the table comfortable. A good quality table has 2 to 3 inches of padding. Anything below that might, wear away easier. So if you have a foam padding that's only an inch thick, the client might start to feel the wood or the metal frame underneath. Kind of like when a mattress gets old, you start feeling the springs or whatever's going on there. Uh, so when looking for a table, make sure you find one that's at least 2 inches thick. You also want something that's got high quality vinyl. Most vinyl tables, most tables are vinyl. I think all of them are, honestly. But if you get a cheaper table, that vinyl can wear away easier and kind of rip or just kind of start flaking off. Let's see here. Most tables include a face cradle and a bolster if you buy like a package. Some might not, and you might have to get those separately. And I want to kind of go back to the foam padding. If you happen to get a table that the padding starts wearing away a little and you don't have the money for a new table just yet, you can go and get a twin size mattress cover, like the foam mattress covers, or any size, and cut it to the size of your table, and you can kind of put that underneath your mattress or your table warmer and sheets and all that to just give you a little extra cushion. Be mindful of the amount of cushion you have. If it's too much, you're not going to be able to get the same effect when you're doing compression moves or different types of techniques on the table because your client is squishing into it too much. So 2 to 3 inches is perfect amount of padding. Now let's talk about the height. The proper height, which you guys know at this point because we've been doing hands-on for a few weeks now. But you want to stand next to your table, straight arm it, and have your hand kind of flat on the table. And that is supposedly the perfect height for you to perform any kind of treatment. So stand next to the table, straight arm, place your palm down on the table. Let's see. If it's not the right height, you're going to need to adjust it. The good thing about the hydraulic tables is you can just step on a button or push a button and it adjusts it throughout the massage. If not, you need to adjust the little pegs, the little nut and bolt on your adjustable, portable, or stationary table to raise or lower the height. When looking for a table, you want to look for stability and durability. You could just get a cheap massage table, but it's probably not going to last as well as a better brand. And I'm going to go over a couple brands and where you can kind of purchase them here in a second. So the max working weight of a massage table ranges from the cheaper tables being about 200 pounds of working weight to the better quality tables of being 500 plus pounds. Most of them average around 350 to 550. All right, I'm going to take the screen away. Hopefully I don't stop the recording. Here we go. And we're going to pull up something awesome called Massage Warehouse. So, on your computers or your phone, you can type massagewarehouse.com. And this is an awesome source for everything massage and spa related. I'll click categories. I'll try to click categories. Let's reload it. There you go. So categories, you can buy aromatherapy, books, media, equipment, aesthetic supplies, massage products, oils and creams, a lot of things on here. So equipment, I'm just going to go here, see what I got. And here's a little pop-up if you want to join their, email marketing, you can get 10% off. Right. So I'm going to just click portable tables because most of you will be getting these. Another ad, 15% off. Woohoo! Anyhow, so we have massage table options. Here's the packages. So this comes with everything you might need, and then here's just your portable tables. I'm just going to click this one here for funsies. And it does show you different packages as well. And the price tag on them. So I have it sorted by popularity, but you can obviously pick what you want. Price, product, news products. All right. So if you want to have the best of the best, there is a brand called Oakworks. Here it is. And this is just a very standard Oakworks table with a price tag of $5.90. I'll click it here so you can kind of see. Oakworks is like Cadillac, Tesla, the Tesla of massage tables. All right, so this is cool here. You can look at the reviews if you want. Oakworks always are good. You can pick different colors for your table depending on what they have to offer. Here's the width section. Like I said, standard is about 30 to 32. So I would always go with the width that's in the 30s. That's my personal preference, just so it accommodates some of the wider clients. And that could be just large clients, muscular clients, whatever. So on Massage Warehouse, it goes over the details of the table. It goes over what it includes. So this has an arm hammock. So the arm hammock, I'm going to go up here. Right under the head, the face cradle, is a little section for the clients to put their arms if you want them to have the option to put their arms up. All right. Then you can kind of go over the features. Over here, this is what I was talking about, the foam. This one is 3 inches. It actually says over 3 inches. So that's nice. The table itself only weighs 32 pounds, so it's portable. Here's some specs on it. So the weight, 32 pounds. The width, this just depends on which table you get. Length is 73. It can change height from 24 to 34 inches. The working weight is 500 pounds, so that's nice. The foam, 3 inches. Now, there's some tables that have a rounded corner. That just means the corners aren't as angled, and it has a bit of a curve to it. A Reiki end plate, what that means is, I'm going to roll up again here. There's a little section here that you can actually slide in under the table to get your knees under instead of the frame being directly on the edge of the actual foam padding. So this just allows you to be able to get your knees under the table. So when looking for a table, I recommend finding one with Reiki end plates. Shiatsu cables, most of them, that's standard. Let's see, I don't know what that CE certified is, but most of them will have a warranty as well. And then this kind of teaches you, this is cool, I never noticed this, teaches you how to care for the upholstery or the vinyl. All right, good reviews, 5 stars. All right, so there's the fancy but not super fancy Oakworks. You don't have to get one of these. Earthlight are perfectly good. I actually have tons of the NRG tables. Let me see which one I tend to get. The Karma. Let me double check. Okay, this one's more expensive because it comes with a bolster. We're going to click this one. All right. So this is a really nice, affordable table. A lot of my massage tables I've had and used for years are the NRG Karma portable tables. Again, comes in a variety of colors, so you can customize it. Let me just see here. It's got the width. This is nice. I can just go over this. 3-inch foam, 550 working weight, width 30 inches, length 73. The weight is 35. This has the rounded corners and the Reiki end plates that you want. So this is a good, solid, awesome table with not as high of a price tag. If you guys want to get started and have a table that's going to last a decent amount of time. All right, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Here it is. Alrighty. But yeah, on that Massage Warehouse, you can also look up the stationary or the hydraulic tables. Those are going to be a lot more expensive. Hydraulic tables tend to be a few $1,000s. Massage chairs. Massage chairs are nice to have. It offers you a portable alternative to doing massage on clients that are fully clothed. So massage chairs are best for setting up at events, for marketing yourself, your brand, your business, or charity events. You can take it to, I've done local races or like wellness events that they have just to get my name out there. You can do for free, you can charge money, you can do, volunteer, whatever you want to do. Some people will just put a tip jar out, but it's a nice way to, like I said, promote yourself without having to use a lubricant or linen for that matter. So when you're using your massage chair, typically you're only going to be able to do an upper body massage. So that's back, legs, or not legs, back, neck, shoulders, arms, hands is not on the list, but you can do them. Hips and legs and feet are going to be near impossible to do unless you are sitting on the actual floor massaging your client in a seated position. So this is best for like the neck, shoulder, back massage. Bolsters and pillows. There are a lot of kinds of bolsters you can use. So here I have pictures of two kinds. I have the round bolster and the half round. Some of them call them half moon. But they have all different shapes and sizes. Now you should know this by now, but when you use your bolster, when they're supine or on their back looking up at the ceiling, you want it under their knees to give a little pressure off that low back. When they are prone or on their stomach, you want to put it under the ankles for a little support so that the ankles aren't, straight. That might hurt, okay? You want to not let the bolster directly touch your client's skin. The reason for this is, one, it's sticky and cold. Two, you want to protect your equipment. If you have to disinfect this because it's touching every single client, you're going to eventually wear away the vinyl very quickly. And bolsters aren't cheap. So you can, if you don't want to get a covering, you can put it underneath all the sheets. That's what we do. So it's not touching anybody. That way you're not doing a lot more laundry by washing pillowcases or a specific cover just for the bolster. They do make bolster covers, but most of them are like a linen, a fabric. Now, always have pillows on hand, 2 or 3 pillows, so that you can prop clients up depending on their needs. I also have a wedge pillow that I pull out for people who can't lay flat, or if I need to raise somebody up a little bit higher in a incline for maybe prenatal massage or anybody who might have issues, like I said, laying flat. I'm going to show you some bolsters real quick, just because I talked about them. I'm just going to type it here. Here we go. So some bolsters, like I said before, if you get a package, sometimes it comes with everything that you need, which is nice. This is a microfiber bolster cover. But here we go. We have the half round. This is 6 inches tall. Here's a jumbo. See how the price varies? So they're not cheap. Here's something called semi-round, full fluffy. Here's a fun section. 3/4 round. So as you can see, there's a lot of different sizes. This is a good one. It's real big, but it's not as super tall. So they range in all different shapes and sizes, different heights, lengths, whatever you need. Now, side note, this might be kind of fun. This is actually a whole system for prenatal massage. I don't have these. I think every woman is a different shape and size, so I'm not sure how this would feel, but you can also get one of these, they call it Earthlight Prone Comfort bolster, so you can have a client lay on their stomach if they're pregnant. There's pros and cons to that. All right. Linen. In Ohio is law that massage clients must be draped at all times. So they have to have a covering on them unless there's an area being worked on that can be uncovered. Let's look at the little blue rectangle box over here. Large bath towels can be used to drape alongside or instead of sheets. So you might be offering like more luxurious services like a body scrub or something else where you would need the towels and the sheets or just the towels. But if you do the towel route, make sure they're very large so that they fully cover up your client. So standard twin sheets tend to be the best size sheets that fit on a massage table. You can also buy massage table sheets specific for massage tables. They tend to be more expensive than just buying flat sheets. So, or twin sheets, I'm sorry. So you can either get 2 flat sheets like we use at school, or you can go ahead and get a flat and a fitted set. It's also more cost effective to just go with the flat sheets. You can buy them in bulk and that's it, you're done. Pillowcases. It's always good to have pillowcases you can use to cover your pillows for your clients. You can use them as face cradles if you don't have face cradles or run out. You can use them to cover bolsters. I have pillowcases that I use to cover up like heated rice packs so that they're not directly touching my client. It's always good to have pillowcases on hand. Face cradle covers. I also have a note here. You can use pillowcases, obviously, but you can either buy like a linen face cradle cover or you can get the disposables if you don't want the extra laundry. Blankets are recommended but not necessary, but they do provide a little bit of security and extra warmth for your client. Plus, they make the table look nicer. So I do recommend doing the 2 flat sheets or the fitted and flat and then topping it with a blanket as well. Now keep in mind when buying sheets, dark sheets, darker colors tend to fade quicker, and they also tend to show the oil stains a lot better. So if you want to have a clean looking table, professional looking table, and not have your clients question whether you wash the sheets, make sure you just go with a light or just a white. White can be bleached, so that's nice. Lubricants. So the reason why we need a lubricant is to reduce the friction between our hands and our client's skin. So there's a variety of lubricants you can use. Oil tends to be the most common. You have your lotion. You have your cream, which tends to be kind of a mix between the oil and the lotion. It provides more of a glide and doesn't soak in as quickly as a lotion. You might not have to apply it as often as a lotion. The cream is actually awesome, but tends to be more expensive. Also, you have gel you can use and a powder. I've not heard of anybody actually using powder, but you can if you would like. I'm going to go to the big oval here. Make sure when you're picking products out to try to get something that's hypoallergenic. This means it's free from nuts, synthetic fragrances, and dyes because clients might have sensitivities or allergies to certain products. So a good one to use, a nut-free, would be your jojoba, your grapeseed, your avocado oils. But keep in mind that people might be allergic. So you might have to have a couple different kinds. You might want a lotion and maybe just a hypoallergenic oil to keep in case a client has allergies. Also, you want your lubricants to be dispensed in a container to prevent contamination. Don't double dip. So, say if you're using a pump bottle, that's cool. You can go ahead and wash that or disinfect the part that you're touching throughout your session for your next client. That way, you're not spreading any communicable diseases like a fungus or anything nasty. But if you're using like a bowl, some people will get a cream and use a bowl or some kind of container because the cream doesn't pump as well unless you get a pumpable cream, but it's a little harder to dispense that way. So a lot of times people that get creams will put it in a little container. Well, don't double dip. If you're using that container on one client, put enough cream or lubricant in that container that you will need for the massage. Once you are done with that client, it needs to be thrown away, what's unused, and disinfected if you're using some container that needs washed. Let's look at lubricants. Massage warehouse, my friend. Okay, so categories: oils, creams, and lotions. So there's all kinds. Isn't there a shop all? Massage kits. This is fun. Let's just click that. Okay. I don't like that at all, but here it has a complete set. Let's just click it so you guys can kind of see what's out there. So this set is cool. It looks like it's a table starter set. Let's see what it comes with. A bag, deluxe sheets, detergent to wash said sheets, BioFreeze, which is a topical pain relieving gel. It's awesome. It comes with a brand called Therapeutic multi-purpose cream. Then we have the oil for effleurage, and it comes with a deep tissue lotion. So it comes with both or all cream, oil, and lotion, so you can kind of get used to one or the other. I'm going to go up here and type massage lotions. I know they have a mix and match on here. I'll try to find it. So there's tons of brands. The school uses Soothing Touch. I also use Soothing Touch because I like it. But I'm going to click it just so you can see. All right. Ooh. Did not mean to do that. There we go. All right. So this one, it looks like it's a kit. So it comes with a cream, a lotion, and a balancing cream. Huh. So it does come with a muscle comfort cream. So when you're looking for things, keep in mind there's going to be ingredients that clients might be allergic to. Let's see. I know the comfort, muscle comfort probably has something in it. So here it actually has a full sheets on information about the chemicals in your product. Some clients might actually want this. There's got to be a list of ingredients. Maybe not. Oh, well. But typically this will have certain oils in it, like a mint or something like that, to battle any of the pain caused from, muscle tension. So let's see. Mix and match. I'm going to click that. I know they used to have this. Man, we're killing me. All right, here's a bunch of the face cradle covers. So you can get a pack of them. It's cheaper on Amazon. Just gonna say, I found that out recently because I've been buying these exact face cradles for years. It's a 5-pack for about $40, so they're expensive. We're just gonna go back to lotion. I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. Bottles and accessories. Oh, it's probably under the massage kits. Okay, so you can search specifically creams, gels, oils, lotions, whatever you want. Topical analgesic, that is like a pain relieving cream, gel, lotion, whatever, oil. You can, all right. So here's some accessories if you guys want. A lot of times, if you buy a holster, it comes with a bottle, so that's cool. Some of them even come with the lotion. So this one, the Lotus Touch, that's a pretty decent brand. $34. It's lotion, bottle, holster. You can also find holsters on Etsy if you want specific patterns. If you're crafty, you can make your own. Amazon, Massage Warehouse, whatever, can have awesome holsters for you. The bottles vary. If you do an oil, you can do a flip lid. Here are the jars for massage creams. They tend to have, on this far right side, they tend to have a wider pumpable or wider pump so that the cream can come out of the jar, but it's pretty faulty. That's why I switched to lotion. It's a lot easier. Some to the far right here, you have a double holster. That's if you want to have your oil and a lotion or a cream all together, so you can kind of switch back and forth. Here is a jar holster. So if you don't want to do the lotion on the far left, you have jar holster where you can put your jar in. Just keep in mind you're going to want to, I'm going to open this up bigger for you. You're going to want to disinfect it between your clients. So here's the jar holster. You can either get one with a lid or a pumpable lid as well. They even have pumps for if you buy gallon or 5-gallon jugs of your lotion. They have that as well. Let's get off here. Let's do the kits. I know they have it. They used to have a mix and match where you could just pick a couple different lotions. They might not have it anymore, but anyhow, so you have a lot of different brands of lubricants you can use. Biotone is a good one. I'm going to go back here because I don't like what it's giving me. I'm going to go with we'll go with oils. All right. Soothing Touch is a good brand. Bon Vital, I believe that's how you say it, is a pretty good brand. Therapro, Earthlight now has their own oils. This jojoba oil, it's like Hoba Care or something. Biotone is a very popular brand. So a lot of professionals use Biotone. Another awesome brand. I used to use Massage FX creams. Massage FX cream is amazing and it's very expensive. But here you can also look for CBD oils. If you have anybody who's hemp friendly. Some people might not want to use CBD just because it's in the hemp family. So be mindful of your client's needs and wants. But yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of oils. So rice bran, that's good for people with nut allergies. You have coconut oils, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to go to your lotions or your creams. We'll click lotion. Again, you got your Biotone, Soothing Touch. This is nice because it's unscented. So it doesn't people don't tend to have allergic reactions to that jojoba or the unscented lotion. There's going to be lotions that are also scented. Like here, I'm going to pull up this guy. All right. This is Soothing Touch Lavender. And you can get it in a gallon, half gallon, 5 gallon, ounce, 8 ounce if you want to have just a small sample of it to see if you like it. I recommend going with the small sizes before you buy the gallon, half gallon, 5 gallon, whatever. So that you can make sure you like it and you're not stuck with a load of oil, lotion, lubricant, whatever. Also, you don't want, I'm going to show you the shelf life. You don't want something that's going to go bad before you can use it because it's, especially in oil, it'll start smelling kind of rancid. All right. So, again, check out the reviews, see what the clients think about the product. And yeah, Massage Warehouse is a good source, especially for newbies. I'll go ahead and write you guys a list of brands that I think are good, but I would say most of the brands on Massage Warehouse are top notch. All right, I think we have one more slide. Let's full screen this. So, some of your clients might have allergic reactions, right? So, you want to conduct something called a patch test. So, a patch test would involve testing your lubricant on your client before the massage to make sure they are not allergic. So, when you're doing a patch test, you're going to use the area on the inner elbow. So, the soft inner elbow area, wash it real good. Soap water, rinse it real good. My dog is hacking in the background, so I apologize. You good? All right. Rinse it out or rinse the area, and then you're going to apply a small amount of that product to that inner elbow, the soft skin here. Allow 15 to 30 minutes to see if the skin reacts. Now, most of us don't have the time to do this, so if you're going to conduct a patch test, make sure the client comes in before their massage, like the day or maybe a week, whatever, so you can check. All right. If your client experiences any post-massage allergies to your lubricant, make a note of it in whatever system or charts or file that you have to not use that again. Your client might want to start providing their own lubricant, or you can go ahead and purchase a non-hypoallergenic oil, like I suggested, like a nut-free oil. Any sensitivities or allergies must be noted during your intake or your consultation. So on my intake forms, there's a little section that asks if they have any allergies to oils or whatnot. Also, make sure sometimes people won't put anything down there. So you want to double check before putting anything on their skin. And that could be lotions, essential oils, topical pain creams, anything that you might put on their skin. Make sure they are okay with it first. All right, so we're good on that lecture. Make sure you go on Massage Warehouse or Amazon. Play around with looking at the details of products. I'm here to answer any questions about products or equipment that you might want to get started. All right, so see you later, guys.